Aloha. Usually when I greet people with that word, people smile. And I believe there's a reason for that. And I want to share a story with you today that illustrates what aloha means and also illustrates why I believe the world needs more of it. So 6 years ago, I invited this native Hawaiian named Kaipo Kaneakua to teach a 5-day workshop on traditional Hawaiian medicine. On the 5th day of the workshop, I went to the hotel where he was staying to pay him for his services. We sat at a table at the hotel restaurant, and I had this big envelope full of cash. I passed it over to him, and without even looking at it, he said, "Did you split it?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, did you think to split it?" And I said, "Well, yeah." So he looks inside the envelope, he fumbles through it, he pulls out 5 $100 bills, he puts the envelope back down, and he passes it back to me. My jaw hit the table. In that envelope was $6,000. And Kaipo told me, he said, "Take your whole family to Hawaii next month and help me teach a workshop." Sure enough, the following month, I went to Hawaii with my whole family and I helped my teacher teach his workshop. In that moment, Kaipo gave me something that I couldn't give myself, nor could I give my family. He had given me the gift of aloha. So when I say the word aloha, what do you think of? Some say aloha brings to mind a Hawaiian greeting, a flower lei, a happy feeling. And while aloha certainly is known throughout the world as a Hawaiian greeting, aloha is much more than a kind gesture. Aloha is any action that embodies unconditional love. Aloha is boldly sharing love. And aloha is loving others in the same way that you should love yourself. So when you express true aloha, it's like saying, not only do I love you, but I'm going to act in a way that proves it. I propose the world that needs more aloha, especially during this global pandemic. As a result of the pandemic, many of us have been forced to be distant from our family and from the people that we care most about. And beyond that, as we struggle to come to grips with this new norm of working from home and all the stressors that coincide with an unknown future, we find ourselves exhausted and less inclined to share acts of love with one another. When you're stressed out, life's challenges become magnified, and being stressed out can feel like being overworked and underpaid. And I've witnessed some changes in daily life since the beginning of the pandemic. Whether you're at the store buying groceries or you're driving in your car, the people that I see seem to be like, "I got mine, you get yours," or "Stay away from me, did you just cough? Don't get me sick." Aloha, on the other hand, is when we point out the importance, or when we live the importance of caring for other people. In a time of great stress and division, aloha might just be the medicine that we need to recover. And put simply, the word aloha embodies any act for care that involves caring for another person. Aristotle said that we are what we repeatedly do. And in order for us to develop our capacity to have love and share aloha for one another, it's important that we engage in kind actions on a regular basis. And one great way to get motivated into action is to build awareness regarding the benefits associated with being kind. We all know that caring for others is good for the receiver, but it's also good for the giver's health. The benefits of kindness are plentiful. There's been a lot of research in the field of psychology looking at the correlation with caring for others and its positive effect on our health. So in the article, "In Helping Others, You Help Yourself," by Marian Fogelson, a PhD, she writes that helping others helps regulate their emotions and also helps us regulate our emotions. It decreases symptoms of depression and ultimately improves our emotional well-being. What researchers have found time and time again is that when humans help others, they themselves reap the reward of improved health. When I'm in Hawaii sharing time with native Hawaiians, the most remarkable feeling I have is not just from being in a place that's beautiful and tropical, but it's rather from the offerings of kindness that are shared with me from the people. As a result, I feel motivated to do the same. When people are like, "Hey, aloha," I'm like, "Hey, aloha," and then it just goes on and on and on. Aloha's highly contagious. Like smiling when you share aloha, you increase the likelihood that the receivers of your kindness is going to become inspired to share kindness to someone else. The world needs aloha.